So know I'm a bit late on this, because it happened Saturday. But sorry, that's my dog crying. She's coming back. Um, so the Yu-Gi-Oh Ban List dropped. Um, a lot of hits. Until I get a little bit better at this, it's gonna be a little more bloggy, personalized videos for this type stuff. Um, but yeah, ban list came out. Let's see if I can bring it up real quick fast. Yu-Gi-Oh Ban List. Sorry for everybody. So yeah, it goes in effect today. Uh, Fiendsmith Lacrima is on the forbidden list. A well-needed hit. For a person, and side note, totally my hair looks totally messed up. I need to get it redone. But anywho, I will say Fiendsmith Lacrima needed to go, and I'm not too shocked about it, especially, I know given to the fact it's like a whole new deck. Fiendsmith, as a person who fell victim to it in some side events during YCS Sacramento, I wasn't mad at it, but I hit sudden death into our duel because we was like on round 3, and literally we hit time and the judge was like, hey, so since none of you guys have done damage, the person who effectively deals first damage wins. Now granted, it's always up to judge's discretion. I did sudden death twice in 2 certain duels for events, and I'm sorry, I didn't hit sudden death twice. I witnessed sudden. I was a part of one sudden death, and I witnessed sudden death to go to the finals for the player for that match to play me next. And one judge told essentially the 2 guys that it would be, whoever you roll dice, and then their turns go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically everybody got a turn, and whoever effectively had the least amount of points by that time period wins. Now granted, that took forever, don't get me wrong, but at least there was like a common back and forth. So when it got to my sudden death and I had another judge for this event, the rules went, we still had the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but instead of it everybody getting a chance to get like a turn, essentially, because dude brought out Fiendsmith Lacrima and dealt me with like 1200, I believe, I effectively lost the game instantly. I didn't even get a chance to get to go. So that became an issue. Like, the guy I played, he felt bad, and I was like, don't feel bad, that's how the game works. But the card, because of time rules do exist in Yu-Gi-Oh, and they can be manipulated in Yu-Gi-Oh, and even my own deck for what branded, all I have to do is bring out Masquerade and sit on that, and as soon as my opponent basically activates anything, they burn for 6. So it's like, it's very simple to do, and it's like for time rules, but because Lacrima does like an instant 12, it's just like it's too, you can manipulate the time rules very too much, and it's not fair to the other player. So that's why I'm like, seeing Lacrima go, it makes sense. And I know some Fiendsmith players might feel a little, upset about that, but it's to the fairness of the game, for the back and forth, that's a card that needed to go. The next card on the list was Appaloosa Above the Goddess. Appaloosa's been around for a minute, y'all. So it's like I assumed it will be on the list. Because you could potentially get four negates, four monster negates. But again, it's one of those type cards where the Snake Eye engine, I believe even the Fiendsmith engine. Forgive me for not being knowledgeable 100%. But it's like it's too. It was being manipulated too much to the point. Again, players can't have the versatility to go against each other, and it's like you could easily play. It's like it couldn't. Certain interactions were hard to play around that card. So because like some people were ending on like 2 negates, 3 negates, some the 4/4. So decks that could put that up, I can understand why that was a good hit. Like I think in my Drytron deck I was actually running it, so I can no longer run that. I know the next card that was hit was Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. Card had to go. Yeah, for that card to be played on an opponent's turn, and your opponent cannot respond or do anything, it shuts the game down. I get the hit. I totally get, and I hate to sound biased with a lot of things because like there were two certain cards on what I play in my deck that I do believe should have been hit. Well, at least one of them should have been hit. I'll say that the card that actually, in my opinion, is the problem, which is because I play Branded, it's the Gimmick Puppet Nightmare. I think because that lock is it's so deafening, and you can't do anything once it's played. I believe that should go. I know instead of like Sanctifier, which again, Sanctifier nor Gimmick Puppet was not. Neither of those cards were hit, but I understand why people want it both hit or at least one hit, and there was different reasons to why Sanctifier would not be hit. I don't understand why Gimmick Puppet was not hit. I have a feeling maybe come next ban list, Gimmick Puppet will be addressed or Sanctifier will be addressed because Sanctifier will finally get its reprint. So we'll see what happens with that. But essentially, it's the same thing with Heart Dragon, Archfiend King of Calamity. Your opponent can't do anything. It's like they legitimately can't do anything. So it's basically a one-turn OTK. So end of story with that one. Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. I hate to see this card on the list, but it was. People have been asking for that card's banned for a while now, and the fact that it's now banned, it sucks for me also being a Drytron player. Because that's the easiest way to go into like dropping Eva to get like your multiple pools, and with Eva, being back, yay! I've been wanting that card back for like forever now. It sucks. So Drytron definitely will have to come up with some new ways to dump the Eva to keep getting our board negates, but. Beatrice was also one of those cards for Fiendsmith, and I believe also Snake Eye that was also being overused in the wrong, like not in the wrong ways. People were using the effect the correct way, but how you were manipulating the card was helping them get to too many plays, and it was just shutting a lot of players down. So R.I.P. Beatrice. Hopefully you'll be back soon one day, but I don't think it'll be anytime soon. Like I just brought up Eva off the list. It's not much I can really say about Eva. I never believed Eva should have been on the list in the first place, so I really don't have nothing else to say about that card. Call it my bias, call it whatever. Again, I'm not the greatest player in the world. I'm not going to even sugarcoat that, but I think Eva's hit was a bit harsh, and I knew it was to check. It was at that time was to check Drytron. So now that it's back, we'll see what plays we can make with it. I'm hoping ultimateness can make a return. It might be perfection now. I'm aiming for ultimateness because ultimateness is just it checks people. It checks people way too much. But anywho, to the next cards. Snake Eye Ash, Snake Eyes Popular. Both had to be put on the ban. Well, they're not banned, but they're limited to one. I don't know, because I don't play Snake Eyes. It's not my type of deck. I don't know how much it will check the deck for those being at one, but it does put them on notice. So I am actually glad that Snake Eyes did actually get put on there. Um, I didn't I I didn't really have too many issues with the Snake Eyes cards. So we'll see what will happen with those decks now being where they are. We'll see. I'm going to locals Friday. At least I'm gonna try to. If life doesn't life, I'm gonna try to hit locals Friday and see what if anybody's still playing the deck. See what their thoughts are. We'll see what to do with that. Um, Next cards were number 40 Gimmick Puppet of Strings and number C40 Gimmick Puppet of Dark Strings. I'm understanding this was a FTK, so if these cards, I don't know much about the Gimmick Puppet stuff. I can't speak to it. Again, all I play is a little Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, so I can lock my opponent, for my Drytron lock. But I can't speak on those cards. Sadly, I'm sorry. The next one would be Branded Fusion. This one hurt, but I will say it's a long time coming. Branded Fusion to 1. It doesn't hurt the deck. I'll say that. It doesn't make it less consistent. Branded Fusion to 1 is, I think it's a harsh hit. It's a very random hit because I do think if you're going to ban anything out of the branded decks, it should have gone to Sanctifier or Gimmick Puppet. But they hit Branded Fusion. Now, granted, Branded Fusion was a way for you to cheat Gimmick Puppet into the graveyard for you to start combos off. But because it's been at 1 in Master Duel for so long, and I think Master Duel personally hates Branded. Like, I still play Branded on Master Duel, but Master Duel is one of those things because they hit so many decks, in my opinion, in the wrong ways, when they don't bring anything really ever off that ban list, in my opinion, like anything that matters. It's hard to want to play Master Duel with Branded. It's like when it first was at full power, no, I played the hell out of it, and I loved it. I get people like, it's too powerful. We had to go through tournaments on that thing again. It's like those are the things that I'm just like, eh. But Branded Fusion to 1 it doesn't hurt the deck. I think it's a crappy hit. So I would not be surprised if TCG decides to effectively follow suit with Master Duel and put opening to 1. I hope they don't. I personally hope Branded Fusion goes. Well, I have a strong possibility Branded Fusion will go back to 2, at least 2. Probably not next ban list whatsoever. It won't be next ban list whatsoever. But maybe next year or something like that, we'll get Branded Fusion back to 2 or 3, because it's not Branded's not doing anything. Unfortunately, I think it's a really, really, really good deck that it's almost standing the test of time to begin out. It's like it's been out 3-4 years now, and it's still one of the most popular decks. It's still holding up. So we'll just have to see. But yeah, it's for branded players like myself. I'm sorry, but it doesn't hurt the deck. It really doesn't. Opening of Spirit Gates. I understand that's a card that's supposed to be a hit towards Yubel, but I believe Spirit of Yubel is still out there. Yubel, we'll see what Yubel does. I feel like Yubel is probably now the most powerful deck in the game right now. But we'll see. I haven't played too many Yubel decks, so I've only played a few. Actually, the one I just talked about, it was Fiendsmith Yubel, where I got the hit with the Larkama. So it's just like, but the Yubel cards themselves, there were issues, but it wasn't something where I felt I was overwhelmed. So we'll have to see what happens. Part of Prosperity going to 1. People have been talking about that one going to 1 for a while. I think Master Duel also has it at 1. That's totally a trek on Tenpai Dragon. I also play Tenpai. I don't like it because you also put singing and summoning in the one. So it's like I don't feel like Tenpai has been power crept whatsoever. I still think the deck can go, and we're going to see a lot of new, different variations, different combos. Like hell, the Dragon Rulers might even be now really initiated into the deck because they did this, but and Gold Sark, but I guess because Pot of Prosperity kind of cheats you to the cards you kind of need super fast. Uh, I get why. I understand the hit. I just don't like the hit. I'll say that. And it's the same with saying and summoning. Saying and summoning. It's the interaction. I get it. That's why they limited that thing to one. But at the same time, you know what? I couldn't even say at the same time. As the more and more I think about it, saying and summoning to one is actually a fair hit. It's a fair hit. I I would like to see it back at least to two, but I doubt it. I think that card will permanently stay at one. Unfortunately, I can see Product Prosperity going to two again, like in the near future. But hell, Product Prosperity might even get fully banned in a singular point of time. But we'll see. We'll have to see what this new formats, of course, do with all the new cards, and we'll see what happens. This video is going 16 minutes. The grass is greener. I honestly don't know what this card does. Well, I know what it does, but I've never seen it played, so I don't know how it will help the meta, what it would do to the meta, even if it will affect the meta. We'll see. I have nothing really to say towards that card. Skill drain to one. As a Blue Eyes player, I'm glad it's not banned. People have been wanting that thing gone for so long. They're hitting all the floodgates. They're making sure they're checked. Skill Drain's been at one before, so I'm not really, it doesn't. At least it's still here. That's all I'm saying. It's still here. Yeah, that's all I got to say to it. It's still here. I'm happy to see all the Dragon Rulers are back. As a person who was taking a break around the time Dragon Rulers were a thing, I never got to see them in their glory. So I'm hoping somebody comes up with some crazy Dragon Ruler deck and it kills. I really do. I want to see what this deck is capable of in the new meta, and I hope it actually is kind of strong. I think we might see like Blast or Tenpai or something of that nature, but we'll see. We got water stuff coming out, so Title might making a comeback or something. We'll see what they do. Thunder Dragon Colossus. I've never played Thunder Dragons. I kind of do now because I love Bestials. So, as a follower of a lot of YouTubers who I like to watch, I know Cali Effect is one of my favorite people to watch on YouTube. I follow his Patreon and everything, and he brings up Colossal Dragon. He brings up Thunder Dragon Bestial, and I'm looking forward to that list he puts out there. So I look forward to it. I be the World Chalice Justicator. I own the card, never used it, so I really don't know what it does, so I can't speak on it. I have to get more knowledgeable, I'm sorry. And things that are off the list, Armageddon Knight, again, Thunder Dragon, most likely you'll see that card being played there. Magic Spectre, Unicorn Karen, I know Performance Plush Fire. Well, let me speak on Magic Spectre, Unicorn Karen. I don't know much. Again, that's another card I don't know much about. I'm not a huge advocate for the Pendulum era. I wasn't playing then, so I don't really know what it does or how it will. I know Magic Spectre players are happy. Now that it's off the list, it's we could have it a 3. So we'll see what it does. And I know Performance Plus Fire. Sorry, I don't know what it does. But it's getting an errata, so we'll see what the new situation with that is. Red Rose Dragon. That was to help out, clearly, honestly, to help out Dragon Link. I do play Dragon Link right now. I don't I don't think it's effective right now. I think Red Rose is a way to get them back in the game, but with Bro Savage gone right now, yeah, they're. I'm wondering what new masterful link, whatever, is going to be created for that deck to see if it becomes viable. Maybe with the Ancient Fairy Dragon being back at Unlimited with their, everything, maybe that's a combo. I don't know. Ding Long, that's back at full. Sorry, again, that's another card I don't really know what it did or does. And Time Seal to help players, skip the draw phase. Whew. Now, that could probably become a problem depending on how Labyrinth or other decks decide to manipulate that. We'll see. The skip the draw phase, Jesus Christ. Now, luckily, there's like a lot of cards now. It's like, I'm just going to draw regardless. But yeah, time sale could become a problem. We'll see how long that stays, unlimited. But I'm sorry, this is not like the most informational list you'll probably see. I'm sorry, this is also a little late. I was, I'm sorry, I'm still trying to get used to doing this whole blog thing. I'm trying to do this a lot more. I do still plan to do like my whole review or whatever of movies, television. Like I recently watched like 3 different animes recently. Failure Frame, Moonlight Fantasy. What else did I watch? I can't remember the last one I watched, the third one. But yeah, I recently watched like 3 animes. All were good. I enjoyed all of them. Failure Frame and Moonlight Fantasy have something a little similar. They're both isekais. I don't hate isekais really, y'all, so I'm sorry although a lot of people don't like isekais. I don't mind them. I do mind when they're when they're boringish. Like, I don't mind the OP-ness of characters. I'm not a fan of Sword Art Online. It just does not grasp me. So, I'm sorry if for those who love it, it just doesn't appeal to me. Like, if I would say my favorite isekai right now, That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime. The show's amazing. But anywho, this was about the games portion of G.M.T. So yeah, I still plan to do reviews on that, on my animes I've watched for the television portion. The movies I've seen recently, Alien Romulus, Deadpool, Wolverine. I'm going to try to take my wife out Saturday to see Beetlejuice and the new Brandy movie, which escapes my mind. But yeah, I plan to see those, and I plan to do reviews on those as soon as possible, as soon as I can, work to get it out or think about it. I'm, again, still new at this, so I apologize in advance. Hopefully one day I can make this content bigger and I'll be better at this. But until then, thanks for watching. Peace.